There is a place, not here or there, but somewhere in between. There is a space in the thin air that really can be seen. If you listen and observe, you may be surprised. Some may call it Camelot or even paradise. Some may say you cross a bridge, others through a door. But all I know about this place is that I call it Evermore. Evermore.
Hello, sweet spirits. Welcome to the show. My name is Suzanne Sorrell, and I'm the host of the Evermore Paranormal Network. On this episode, I will be talking with a woman that wears many hats, so to speak. She wears so many hats that we are going to have her on several episodes. Tonight, we're going to talk about her haunted house. So let's welcome Kate Gammage to the show. Hi, Kate.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good.
So you came all the way from New Jersey.
Yeah.
How was the trip?
It was a good trip.
Not too much traffic,
Nope.
Nothing too bad. It is a Friday, and it's kind of raining, so that makes for a horrible commute around here, at least. So, Kate, you want to tell the viewers how we met?
We actually met on Facebook. I was friends with someone else in the paranormal field, which I'm not friends with anymore, and we met through his page.
Okay. And that was about, 7 years ago?
7 or 8.
Wow. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Kate was my first Facebook friend, and we're still friends after all this time. After that, we finally met in person at a convention.
Demonology.
Yeah, a paranormal convention in Gettysburg, right?
Yeah.
And then we've just been meeting here and there over the years and events.
Yep.
And you come down to Virginia and through Virginia.
Yep.
On your way to?
Usually Williamsburg or further south.
Yeah. Lexington too, right?
Yep.
Do you go through Virginia to get to Gettysburg? Or?
No.
No. So anytime you're in town or going through, like to hang out at the antique mall or something. So I've known you for all that time, but there are things that I don't know about you, just basic stuff. You don't just go, okay, details. So I'm just curious, where were you born and raised?
I was born in New Jersey, and then I was raised until 2nd grade in New Jersey, and then we moved to Texas for 11 years of my childhood.
Wow, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So you lived in Texas for a while. And do you have any siblings?
I have 2 brothers by blood, and I have 3 half brothers and 1 half sister.
See, I didn't know that either. I always hear about one of the brothers. Maybe he's around more, you see him more. How about pets?
Pets, we have a dog and we have a cat. We used to have 2 cats, but the 1 cat died.
Oh. Were either of these pets that you have, the ones you have, or the ones that have passed on? Did they have any sense of paranormal at your house?
Most of our cats did. They used to chase the things in the middle of the night, or during the day we'd be like, why are they chasing just random things across the kitchen floor?
Yeah, I remember you sometimes on Facebook would be talking about, oh, the cat just saw something, or the cat's going crazy, you know. Is that the one that's passed on now? Now, are you sensing that cat at all around you?
We sense that cat, and we sense the other cat that we had that passed away.
Oh.
Like during their feeding time, which is 5 o'clock in the evening, we start hearing meows. And our other cat is mute. And we're like, there's no other cat that meows in the house.
Wow, goodness. So I know that you've had a lot of training in the paranormal related things, but did you go to school or college, after high school to study something that wasn't paranormal related?
I went to culinary school for a few months, and then I had to have surgery, so I could never finish that.
Oh, so you were thinking about being
A chef.
What kind of chef?
A pastry chef.
Ah, and so what, did something happen where you can't cut?
I couldn't, it was just, it didn't coordinate correctly with when I was supposed to come back after surgery. There was no, I had to come back in a certain time and date in the course, and they didn't have that course at that time that would have been the qualification.
Wow, that's probably a lot of money you lost.
Yeah.
Don't you have to pay, I mean, I know a girl that just went
We had to
recently,
pay,
$30,000
we
or
had to pay
$40,000.
like $29,000.
Yeah, and that was just out the door.
And they actually told us that we could use it again if we ever came back, but I've just been so busy with my other careers that I never ever got time to come back.
So do you, however, I know since you had a love for baking pastries, do you do it at least at home?
Yes, I do, and I do other culinary things too.
Oh wow, see? We got a cooking set here too, Kate, so we'll have you back to do, now that I know. See, I didn't know that. So when I met you, I know you do a lot of stuff in the paranormal field, but when I met you, you were doing something else that wasn't paranormal. Like, what was your occupation to begin with?
I don't even...
Weren't you working at a military base or something?
I used to work for the Department of Defense.
Right, okay.
I was in their commissary division, which is just the grocery store.
But after that, that's when you really jumped into all the paranormal stuff. And so, hobbies. Hobbies other than paranormal. See, I learned a lot about you just in this segment that I didn't know after all these years. So I'm going to have to pick on you about some things now, right? So as for hobbies, other than paranormal related hobbies, do you do something else?
I'm a living historian.
Well, yeah, that's not paranormal, but do you like knit or do any kind of crafts?
I do so, but for mostly reenacting.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back and start talking about your haunted house that you live in.
To the camera.
We'll be right back.
My journey skating for the gold taught me a lot, but my journey with breast cancer has been one of my greatest teachers.
Every woman's breast cancer is unique. Be Wiser educates and empowers women to take control of their breast cancer treatment plan and help navigate their own path beyond 5 years.
Talk to your doctor about information and tests to personalize a treatment plan that fits your needs. I did. Be informed, be wiser, support survivors like us.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk to Kate about living in her haunted house. So, over the years that we've known each other, I've heard bits and pieces of stories, but I'm curious to know, tell us, like, the house that you're in is haunted. How long have you been at that house?
We've been at this house since I was in high school, which is 2005. And it's built in the 1930s. Around, actually before the 1930s, around 1927. Very old. We actually knew the original owners. We didn't actually know, but we didn't know that they had actually had a daughter that had died. She had rode her tricycle into the river, and they brought her back to the house, and she had passed away. We noticed then that she was showing up. Like, we had my brother's girlfriend that was very sensitive and could see spirits, and she would see her standing there in like this white, like old-fashioned like nightgown with long hair, and she would freak out. Mm-hmm. And we've heard her a few times play. My bedroom is actually her old bedroom. So when I first moved in there, I had my TV on, and I actually had a remote control nowhere near me. It was actually at the TV, and all of a sudden the volume went all the way up to 100 and then went back down.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, hi, Barbara.
So her name really was Barbara?
Yeah.
Now, when she rode her tricycle into the water, was that right around your house?
Yes. We live on the Delaware River, and down the street there used to be it still is, there's a dock, and that's where she rode her tricycle into the river.
So was that, she likes to obviously play with the Valium? What else? What other things does she do?
We actually have her original. We just took it apart, which is usually a no, because you're not supposed to mess with haunted things.
Right.
We have her original baby crib.
Her crib that she was laid in?
That she was in.
Was that in the house when you got it?
Yes.
So that is, that's
been
like
there for a long time.
Wow.
Upstairs, where they had a lot of the original stuff before we built it into 2 bedrooms, there was a lot of stuff that they had to take out too. But we actually knew the family.
So she's not really a troublemaker or anything.
No.
She just wants to let herself be known.
And we have other spirits on the property too, because my parents like to collect antiques, especially mirrors, which are known to be haunted.
Oh yeah.
And
mirrors.
I've had some antiques too, but I always bless them before they come in the house. My parents just don't know that, and I'm like, you're gonna bring other spirits in. On top of it, our land is haunted. Because our land is not only do we have like Hessian soldiers on the property, we have we had a Civil War training camp down the street. We were like the first German settlement. We have a lot of spirits in town.
So you have a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
Do you have other spirits that you know their names, or that are? Was there a case of something on your stairs?
We don't really know their names. Sometimes I don't like to say their names, but I do know that there is a British redcoat that's in our house.
Is he the one that hangs out in the bathroom? Is that the story, or is that another?
He hangs out everywhere. I don't know his name. I wish I did. I wish he would say his name. We really think he might be staying in the house because of my ancestry is British, so he might feel trustworthy to be in the house. We actually do think our staircases are portals because we do get a lot of activity in them.
Your mom, I know your mom collects the antique mirrors,
Yes.
right? Do you ever, and your mom was such a sweetheart, I just loved meeting her recently. She collects the mirrors. Do you ever go behind her and like bless them when she's not looking? But once the mirrors come into the house, is it too late?
It's usually too late. It's just to the point that we think they're portals too, because we get things coming through them.
Yeah, I've seen a show where they say that like if you angle all the mirrors toward each other, it confuses the spirits. Like you get them out and they can't figure out how to come back in.
Or they used to put back in the day in the Victorian period, they used to cover them in black because it was as the thing to block the spirits from people seeing the spirits, or the spirit actually seeing each other, so they don't stay here.
Right. So you had a little story about there's a spirit that likes to hang out in the bathroom. Yes. Bathrooms are their favorite. I have to agree. I've been haunted so many times in bathrooms. For some reason, we don't know why. They might be because of the water and stuff. We don't know why bathrooms can be a portal. I've had incidences where when I'm in the bathtub and I can hear voices, and I'm the only one in the house, so I know that it's no one outside of the door. I had an incident when we went to put my new sink up that I'm in the tub and all of a sudden I see the sink water turn on and turn off. And I said, well, at least you're washing your hands in the afterlife. Yeah, that's good. Didn't you have an incident where they whistled? Because I've had a whistling incident in the bathroom.
I've had whistling.
Also, that's the creepiest thing.
I've heard where you can actually hear direct EVPs where they're speaking in your ear.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, please get out.
Did you had some haunted objects in your house? Obviously this crib may be haunted.
Crib. We
mirrors.
Have my chair that's in my bedroom. It's from the Civil War.
What do you get from that?
I do have the dog. There's a woman attached to that.
Is it a rocking chair?
No, it's a what they call the balloon back chairs, and it has all the original embroidery on the bottom.
Oh wow.
And it has the original stuffing too. She doesn't really bother me.
Do you see her?
I've seen her. I've seen the spirits that are attached to some of the tin types that I have. I have the
2 tin types that you got at 2 locations?
Both of those, and I do have other tin types too.
Oh.
And usually when I'll go antique shop and I just get attracted to these certain tin types, so I'm like, I'm taking you home because you want to leave. Like
I'm finding that with dolls now. I'm attracted to a doll. I got to have it. I buy it, and then I find out, It's haunted. They've kind of found me, I think.
I had a friend that was the same way too. They would find her, and she would realize she would keep going to these antique shops, and eventually she'd be like, "Oh, I have to take it. Like that thing wants to leave."
Yeah. So, are there any other stories at your house? Or we'll take a quick break.
We've heard footsteps like stomping down the staircase, and we think someone has broken in when we're the only one in the house, or we're half asleep, and we're like, nope. Like, and then we open the door to like yell, thinking it's someone's actually ran down a staircase and no one's there.
Okay, this sounds really interesting. I got to come to your house sometime and stay overnight. So we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back.
Losing weight's a lot harder than gaining it, but with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease, and that makes every step very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back. We're having a really interesting conversation with Kate Gammage. Before I get back with her, I wanted to just show you this necklace and bracelet that I'm wearing. They're supposedly